Please be seated. We are pleased that you could join us this evening for the 2024 University of Alaska Southeast Sitka Campus Commencement Ceremony. My name is Paul Kraft, and I'm the director of the UAS Sitka Campus. I want to start our festivities tonight by acknowledging that the land that the UAS Sitka Campus is on is Tlingit land. We want to say thank you for the wonderful stewardship of the land that has occurred since time immemorial for more than 10,000 years. And continues to this day. Our pledge as a university is to partner with our Tlingit neighbors to live, work, and play in this amazing place in a manner that brings honor to the land alongside those that live here now and for generations that will follow. Before we start, I would like to remind you to silence your phones. Please be aware that there are 2 exits, and restrooms can be found as you head out and take a right and then a left, or go to the left. There's down the hallway there. We want to welcome the proud parents, the grandparents, the brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, cousins, spouses, sons and daughters, and friends of our graduates. Those that are here in person and those that will be viewing this ceremony online. Thank you for supporting your graduates. I want to welcome our dedicated faculty, staff, and administration. Welcome and congratulations to the University of Alaska Southeast Sitka Campus, Class of 2024. To signal the achievements of their students, American institutions of higher learning conduct formal ceremonies like this to award the appropriate degrees and credentials earned after a prescribed course of study. The act of taking the occupational endorsement, certificate, or degree, as well as the designation of the day itself, is known as commencement. Historically speaking, the term commencement originally referred to the time when an apprentice would begin his or her apprenticeship. It then later became the name of the day on which master's and doctorate degrees were conferred so that masters and doctors could commence their work. Today, commencement marks the time when students who have finished their preliminary education set out upon the career for which they have prepared. Graduates, we celebrate your achievements in this commencement ceremony and recognize this milestone in your educational and vocational journeys, a milestone worth celebrating. Our graduation numbers are strong with more than 134 UAS Sitka campus occupational endorsements, certificates, and degrees. However, since 70 to 80% of our students attend classes online, many of our graduates are unable to attend and join us tonight, but they'll be receiving their degrees in absentia. Additionally, we're happy to recognize 13 additional University of Alaska students living in Sitka who are receiving degrees from other University of Alaska campuses. They have been invited to participate in our local ceremony. I'd like to introduce our podium guests on the stage tonight, starting from your left, my right, Dr. Aparna Palmer, UAS Chancellor. Dr. Palmer joins us for the first time since accepting her role as Chancellor last summer. Next to the Chancellor is Dr. Paul Lair, Vice President of Academics, Students, and Research. He's joining us from Fairbanks. He works out of the University of Alaska System Office there. Next to Dr. Lair, Dr. Maren Havig, UAS Provost and Dean of Research and Sponsored Programs. In addition to the university personnel, we have 3 honored special guests, Kéet Ann Johnson, and Thad and Sandy Poulson. I'd like to thank them all for joining us in this celebration. This evening, our graduates' names will be read by Ms. Audrey Beam. Where's Audrey? There she is. Audrey is the coordinator of our Student Success Center. Students were also given the option to have their heritage names read aloud, and Yedi Kuka, instructor and speaker of Alaska Native languages, will present those names. One other guest we have with us is Dr. Jeffrey Loftus from the University of Alaska Southeast School of Education in Juneau. He's seated with the Sitka faculty. Dr. Loftus will be joining us later to honor one of our Juneau UAS graduates. Thank you for traveling to Sitka to help us recognize your Sitka-based graduate. Next, I'd like to acknowledge our faculty and staff who provide the exceptional teaching and administrative support that's critical to our students' success. They are the heart of our institution. They are dedicated to serve our students, both live or in person and over virtual environments, including our online learning platforms, and they communicate with our students through email, Zoom, and text and phone calls. Will all the faculty and staff that are here tonight please stand and be recognized? Our commencement ceremony will begin with a few words from Dr. Aparna Palmer, UAS Chancellor. This is Dr. Palmer's first UAS Sitka Commencement ceremony, as I mentioned earlier, as she's completing her first year in the role of Chancellor. We're thrilled that she is providing exceptional leadership for our university and pleased to welcome her to Sitka for her first of many UAS Sitka Commencement ceremonies. Please help me welcome Chancellor Aparna Palmer.
Thank you, Paul. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here in beautiful, beautiful Sitka. Thank you to all of you for welcoming me. So today we are here to celebrate the hard work and accomplishments of our graduates. Graduates, this is a great moment for you. Take time to really breathe it in. Take time to recognize how much time and effort you have put into your education. You have tackled new challenges. You have had to problem solve. You have had to believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is probably the most important ingredient. A university is a place where you can learn and grow in all sorts of ways. You had to learn how to collaborate with people who are very different from you. You had to build connections with classmates that you did not know at first. You had to ask for help from your professors and from staff when you needed it. Many of you have also learned that you can stay up all night to finish that last-minute paper. These are all skills that you will use in the future. Your time here has made you stronger and has taught you to think about the world in many different ways. You are able to navigate even better because of your education. We are so, so proud of you, and we thank you for choosing UAS for your educational journey. Let's give them a round of applause. Like Director Kraft, I also want to recognize the faculty and staff. They are, as he said, the heart of this university and of this campus here in Sitka. Being a faculty member is a lot of hard work, and they work until the very end to make sure that all of their classes have their final exams and projects graded. They work hard all year to support their students and really help them learn in so many different ways. Let's give them a round of applause. I've taken time to appreciate our faculty, but I want to make sure and recognize our staff as well. They also give their heart and soul to the university, supporting students in all different ways, ways in which we can witness, like being there at the information desk to help people navigate the college, but also in hidden ways where they are working very hard and discussing things with one another so that we can help students be successful at UAS. Please give them a round of applause. Finally, I want to thank all of you who are here supporting these graduates. Whether you are parents, guardians, whether you are other family members, whether you are the found family for these graduates, I thank all of you, and we should take a moment to thank all of you as well. So please, let's give them a round of applause. I want to leave you with one last thought. It takes a lot of courage to do what these graduates did. I think courage is one of the most important traits that you can have. It allows you to jump into the unknown and try to figure out how to navigate things when you're trying something completely new. This is a really important skill because it challenges your brain. And when your brain is challenged, it gets to grow. All sorts of new pathways are formed, and you're able to embrace the challenges in the future even better. So I congratulate you for your courage, I congratulate you for your hard work, and I wish you congratulations for just being who you are. Thank you. Our commencement program continues with Vice President Paul Layer sharing a few words with our graduates and guests. Dr. Layer has served the University of Alaska for more than 35 years, first as a member of the faculty, then as a department chair, then a dean, and now Vice President for the UA system. Please help me welcome him.
Thank you. Wow, what a wonderful day. What a wonderful view. Well, we have the view if you could open the screen, but to flying in here today, seeing Mount Edgecombe, seeing the beautiful community of Sitka, it really is uplifting and makes me proud to be an Alaskan and to be able to have this opportunity to come down and participate in this ceremony. On behalf of University of Alaska President Pat Pitney, it is my pleasure to congratulate you, the University of Alaska Southeast Sitka Campus Class of 2024. Thank you, Chancellor Palmer. Thank you, Director Kraft, for the opportunity to be part of the celebration here in Sitka, in Southeast Alaska, on the ancestral homes of the Tlingit peoples. Congratulations to you, your faculty and staff, for making this day a truly memorable one. I also thank you for the opportunity to participate in ceremonies in Juneau and Ketchikan and to see the impact that UAS has on communities and the region. Attending these celebrations brings home the fact that UAS has a wide reach across Southeast Alaska and across our entire state. While attending these ceremonies, we also recognize students graduating from our other universities and campuses, as well as from the UAS Sitka campus. This is a unique aspect of our university system and brings home the message that the University of Alaska is the university for all Alaskans, providing access for students to their academic programs and opportunities at all of our universities and campuses, no matter where they live or whatever their aspirations might be. Thank you and congratulations to the families, loved ones, friends, and supporters here today and watching online, because you're a part of this celebration today too. I can say from personal experience that your support and encouragement makes days like this possible. I've been affiliated with the university for many years now, and graduation remains a true highlight for me, as when I was a faculty member, dean, and a proud parent of 3 University of Alaska graduates. I've seen the challenges that students face and the sacrifices that they make to get here, that you made to get here. I've seen resilience and perseverance in action, and I've seen professors and instructors work one-on-one to help students clear that final hurdle to get to graduation. And it's thrilling to see the smiles, the excitement, and the relief on your faces as you celebrate that achievement. I hope you're as proud of this accomplishment as everyone who's supported you throughout your academic journey, because we're ecstatic, and we're very proud of all of you. As you turn your page to your next journey, don't forget to take time to enjoy and bask in this moment. Yeah, there are new things on the horizon, jobs to return to, unknowns to discover, but make sure you take time to celebrate today and all you have accomplished. And I would encourage you to thank yourself. You're the ones that made this happen. Look yourself in the mirror and say, thank you, you did this, and I couldn't have done it without you. Because you couldn't, but it's your accomplishment. We have lots of help, but congratulations to all of you. Finally, I want to thank you for choosing the University of Alaska. Our state and our world are rapidly changing, and the education you received at UAS has given you a foundation for lifelong learning and prepared you to meet the opportunities and challenges to face life head on. Whatever path you follow and whatever your place is in the world, I know that your experiences at UAS will stay with you and will inform your future success. Congratulations once again, class of 2024. Pursue your life with passion, find ways to give back. Now, go and change your world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lair. The Sitka community is extremely fortunate to have individuals who give back to their communities in selfless and significant ways. To know these individuals is to witness selfless and humble living. They invest their time and energies in activities that will absolutely and positively impact all of us in absolute and positive ways. Chancellor Palmer will now make the presentation to our Honorary Doctorate of Education and Meritorious Service Award recipients.
We will begin with the Honorary Doctorate of Education. Each year, the University of Alaska Southeast honors individuals who have made a significant and lasting contribution to the university, to the state of Alaska, or to the individual's discipline or profession. Tonight, we are honored to bestow the Honorary Doctorate of Education on Kéet, Tláa, Ann Johnson. You can read about the marvelous contributions she has made to the program, or in the program, excuse me, but I will read some quotes that were not included to give you a sense of how she is held in such high esteem. Quote, Ann's dedication to the perpetuation of the Tlingit language and culture clearly distinguishes her as a deserving candidate. She embodies the spirit of education any university should embrace. Unquote. Quote, for over 40 years, she mentored children while also teaching adults in the room how to be a strong, proper Tlingit, as well as how to carry on the culture. Unquote. Quote, Ann Johnson was my inspiration to pursue a career as a Tlingit language teacher, translator, and curriculum developer. Ann inspired me to be part of the solution to the problem of Tlingit language loss. Unquote. Quote, during my 25 years working in the Sitka School District, I observed Ms. Johnson teach every age of student, from preschool to the university level. Her dedication to keeping the language and the culture of the Tlingit alive and vibrant is inspiring. Unquote. Quote, as the years pass, The Tlingit community, unfortunately, loses fluent language speakers and culture bearers at a rate much faster than the traditional knowledge educators gain. The next generation of Tlingit speakers, culture bearers, and anyone interested in the culture benefit greatly from Kéet Tláa's unwavering dedication to sharing her knowledge. Her efforts make her a cherished asset for our entire community, and for this reason, the committee feels she is deserving of an honorary UAS Doctorate of Education. Language is incredibly important. As these quotes show, the language is the bearer not only of a way of speaking, but also a way of life. It is a way of understanding the world and a way of communicating who you are to the world. It is a great honor to award the Honorary Doctorate of Education to Kéet Tláa and Johnson. Thank you, and Gulal Shish. Now we go to the Meritorious Service Award. As outlined in Board of Regent policy, Meritorious Service Awards are awarded to people who have demonstrated significant public, academic, volunteer, philanthropic, cultural, or artistic service to the local university or one of its community campuses or to an Alaskan community. Tonight, we are thrilled to honor not one, but two Meritorious Service Award recipients, Thad and Sandy Poulson. I would direct your attention to the commencement program to read some of the written statements made by those who nominated them for this award. I will add a few other statements that were not included in your program. Quote, "The Poulsons represent all that is good and right about Alaska in their dedication and loyalty to our community. By recognizing Thad and Sandy with this prestigious award, you are showing the University of Alaska understands the importance of not only local journalism, but of local people who put service to the community above all," unquote. Another person wrote, "Thad and Sandy lead exemplary lives and are role models for all of us. By recognizing Thad and Sandy, the University of Alaska would show the importance of both local journalism and of local people. Thad and Sandy, we are both humbled and inspired by your years of service to the community of Sitka and are pleased to award you the Meritorious Service Award for 2024. Please join me in showing our appreciation for two pillars of the Sitka community."
I've had the pleasure of serving on a committee with Thad Poulson over the last couple of years, so I've gotten to know him in a different way, and I've really enjoyed my time spent with him. I have a lot of admiration for him. The other day, I was at a store in town here, and somebody knew that this event was happening, and I mentioned that the Meritorious Service Award was going to the Poulsons, and unprompted, the person said, "Oh, that's so perfect. They're so deserving of that." And that was just a random person that you meet at CMART, but that tells a lot about the Poulson. I asked Thad if he would be willing to say a few remarks. He's put a lot of miles on his tires, has a lot of years of wisdom that we can learn from, and I asked him if he would be willing to share some of those thoughts with us, with our graduates, and he agreed somewhat reluctantly to do it. So I'm very appreciative of Mr. Poulson's willingness to share some thoughts. So I invite him to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Kraft. And Sandy joins me in greetings to you, the officials, faculty, and staff of the university, ladies and gentlemen, and University of Alaska Southeast Sitka campus, class of 2024. Congratulations. We're happy that we are able to join you and your family and friends on this happy occasion to celebrate your graduation. I'm Thad Poulson. My wife Sandy and I are newspaper people. Our paper is the Daily Sitka Sentinel. Our business is print journalism. As you know, it's a tradition that commencement ceremonies like this one have a speaker, usually somebody you've heard of, somebody famous perhaps, who gives a speech with words of wisdom that they hope will be valuable to the graduates as they start a new chapter in life's adventure. And on occasion, the speaker is somebody like me, certainly not famous, and in my case, not particularly insightful. So here we are. Thank you, Dr. Kraft. But maybe I can pass on to you some advice you may find useful as you go out to practice the skills and use the knowledge that you have worked so hard to acquire in the years leading up to this moment. Let me tell you a little bit about Sandy and myself and how we came to be here in Sitka. I'm telling you this because it's about the elements of luck and chance that had so much to do with our lives before we came to Sitka 55 years ago. Luck and chance, or was it, in the words of Hamlet, a divinity that shapes our ends, which means that life isn't a matter of chance at all. The long and the short of it is that Sandy and I studied journalism at different colleges in Oklahoma and were on the news staff of the biggest newspaper in Oklahoma when we got married. I became a reporter for the Associated Press, and we moved with the AP to Salt Lake City, Utah. And then, traveling in a Volkswagen Bug, with the back seat taken out and turned into a playpen for our two small kids, we moved to New York City. During my 2 years there, I commuted daily from our home on Long Island to the Associated Press office in Midtown Manhattan. And without any advanced planning on where the news business would take us next, I agreed to become the Associated Press correspondent for the state of Alaska, based in Juneau. And speaking of advanced planning, did I mention that we had 3 children before the age of 5 when we moved to Alaska? The AP was hard work, but I got to travel, covering the state, becoming friends with editors and publishers and newspaper people throughout the state. Eventually, one of them made me an offer. He had the chance to buy the tiny daily newspaper in the southeast town of Sitka, but only if he could find someone on short notice to run it. That was me. The deal came with the opportunity to buy the paper, which we were able to do within a few years. And did I mention that the secret and unattainable goal of the reporters I hung out with since journalism school was to have your own newspaper? And here it was, handed to me on a plate. Sitka, as it turned out, excuse me, was exactly the place Sandy and I were always intended to be. And a good thing, too, because with the luck of the draw, we soon added 2 more kids to our brood. And Sitka, by chance, turned out to be the best place in the world for 5 kids to grow up. My point is this. We knew what we wanted to do in life. We just weren't sure where until, by luck, or by a divine hand, if you will, we found Sitka. Class of 2024, your individual journeys will probably be less roundabout than ours, and doubtless more planned than mine. But things will happen that are beyond your ability to foresee or plan for. Your ace in the hole is your education, and we are gathered here today to celebrate a major step in that lifelong process in your lives. You're facing challenges that did not exist and were not imaginable when Sandy and I began our lives together. But if it's any comfort, you may be assured that Sandy and I and the journalists who have always been the lifeblood of the Sentinel are facing the same challenges every day. To cite just one, how to make decisions in a world when choosing between what is real and unreal is more difficult than ever. When misinformation and disinformation is as widely spread as reporting that is tempered by the ethics and social responsibility of traditional media. Though it's nobody's fault, this comes at a time when the treasured voices of hometown newspapers are threatened by the financial pressures that are closing newspapers across the country. I'm not going to close with that thought because I think Dr. Kraft was not looking for a gloomy message at a happy event like this. Instead, I want to report that through our old standby, luck and chance, and hard work, the Sentinel and newspapers throughout Southeast and throughout the country are embarked on plans to keep local print journalism alive and thriving while the survival of democracy itself hangs in the balance. Back to the matters at hand. I want to congratulate the class of 2024 by wishing every single member of you good luck. You're in for the time of your life, but at the same time, I want to give a word of caution. To paraphrase the advice of Betty Davis in a 1950 movie, fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Poulson, for those insightful remarks. Each year, a student is invited to share their reflections on the academic year just ending. Tonight, we'll hear from Clint Cole. Clint's a graduate of the Associate of Applied Science Applied Fisheries Technology program and was selected as their student of distinction for the Applied Fisheries program. Clint lives in Quilcene, Washington, and has traveled to Sitka to present the student reflection tonight. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Clint Cole to the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, respected faculty, and the extraordinary graduates of 2024, it's an honor and a privilege to stand before you on this momentous occasion, celebrating the culmination of hard work, dedication, and the pursuit of knowledge. Today, we gather not just to acknowledge our academic achievements, but to recognize the transformative journey we've undertaken. Graduates, this is our day. A day to reflect, appreciate, and embrace the boundless opportunities that await us. As we stand on the brink of the future, it's crucial to acknowledge the challenges we've overcome to reach this point. The late nights of studying, the moments of self-doubt, and the sacrifices that have all contributed to our growth and development. We've not only gained knowledge, but acquired resilience, perseverance, and adaptability. These qualities, honed during our academic journey, will serve us well in the years to come. Today, we join the ranks of those who have walked this stage before us, individuals who have gone on to shape the world in remarkable ways. From fisheries technicians to health professionals, each of us has the potential to be the torch of progress. We are not merely recipients of an education, we are now architects of the future. And the world eagerly awaits the mark we will make. Aldo Leopold, a renowned ecologist and environmentalist, once said, "We abuse land because we regard it as a commodity belonging to us. When we see the land as a community to which we belong, we begin to use it with love and respect." These words resonate deeply as we stand at the intersection of academic achievement and responsibility. Leopold's wisdom extends beyond environmental concerns to the broader concept of stewardship, a responsibility to care for and contribute positively to the communities we inhabit. Education is a privilege, and with it comes profound responsibility. Our knowledge is a powerful tool, and now more than ever, the world needs individuals who will use their skill to address pressing global challenges. Be mindful of your impact on the world, advocate for positive change, and channel your expertise into a meaningful direction. In the words of Aldo Leopold, view the world not as a commodity to exploit, but as a community to cherish and protect. As we navigate the uncharted waters of the future, remember that our success is intertwined with the success of those around you. The friendship forged during our academic journey, the professors who challenged us and inspired us, the unwavering support of our friends and family have all contributed to our achievements. As we step into the next chapter of our lives, cultivate and cherish these connections. Collaborate, build a network that will sustain you in times of challenge and celebrate with you in times of triumph. Embracing the unknown can be daunting, and uncertainties of the future may create moments of anxiety. However, understand that every great journey begins with a single step. Take risk, embrace failure as a stepping stone towards success, and approach challenges with resilience and adaptability. Our education has equipped us with the skills and knowledge to navigate the complexities of the world. Trust in your abilities, and don't be afraid to forge your path. Life is not just about reaching milestones, but savoring the journey. The experience we've had, the lessons we've learned, and the connections we made are integral parts of the education. Take the time to appreciate the beauty of learning, the joy of discovery, and the richness of human connection. Success is not solely about achieving goals, it's about finding fulfillment and purpose in the pursuit of those goals. In conclusion, graduates, today is a celebration of accomplishments, a recognition of our resilience, and a commencement of the next chapter in our lives. As we step into the world, carry the wisdom of Aldo Leopold with you. View the world as a community to which you belong, and approach it with love and respect. We are not just graduates, we are stewards of knowledge, agents of positive change, and a hope for a brighter future. Congratulations, class of 2024.
Thank you, Clint. And in appreciation, we have a little award that just states that he was honored to be our student speaker. Clint's going to be honored a little bit later by the Applied Fisheries for his distinction of being the student of distinction in the Applied Fisheries. So thanks again, Clint. This year and every year, many of our graduates are celebrating their success in such places as Anchorage, Fairbanks, Kenai, Homer, Sterling, and so many other Alaskan communities, big and small, that are served by the university through distance education. Though they may not be able to travel to Sitka to join us for the commencement ceremony, we'd still like to take time to honor their accomplishments. Our online programs and semester-intensive programs, such as the aquaculture and scientific dive semester, also make it possible for us to be graduating students tonight from locations much further away, from Shelburne, Vermont, Summerland, Ontario, Canada, Longwood, Florida, and Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. We'll read aloud the names of those present tonight and include the names of all of our graduates in the YouTube video that will be created from the recordings of this event. Graduates, we are now to the point in our program where we begin to celebrate your accomplishments and confer those credentials and degrees that you have worked so hard to obtain. We'll begin tonight's acknowledgement of academic achievements by first recognizing those students who have completed their occupational endorsements. I invite Provost Dr. Maren Havig to begin the recognition ceremony for the occupational endorsements. Professor Havig.
Several individuals have started or enhanced their post-secondary education by earning an occupational endorsement. Students have completed an occupational endorsement, have obtained industry-specific knowledge and skill sets gained in a relatively short amount of time. We would like to recognize each of these students for their accomplishments. This year, UAS Sitka is awarding 113 occupational endorsements, and we are fortunate to have many of those students with us tonight. Will the students who have obtained an occupational endorsement stand and approach the stage to be recognized as your names are read? Thank you and congratulations to these students. We would also like to take a moment to recognize those graduates for the fall 2023 and spring 2024 classes at the Alaska State Trooper Academy who completed an occupational endorsement in law enforcement. Their achievements will be celebrated in a separate ceremony hosted by the Department of Public Safety. I would now like to ask Chancellor Palmer to come to the podium to begin conferring the UAS undergraduate degrees.
The UAS Sitka campus delivers its educational programs not only with local and regional leadership, but also under the ultimate authority of the University of Alaska Board of Regents. A member of the Board of Regents was unable to attend the ceremony today, so the responsibility of officiating this portion of the ceremony and the conferral of degrees has been given to Vice President Paul Lair. For honoring the accomplishments of our students and for conferring undergraduate degrees and certificates, I would ask Dr. Paul Lair to join me at the podium.
Thank you, Chancellor Palmer. With the candidates for the University of Alaska undergraduate degrees, please stand and prepare to come forward. It is my pleasure to present these candidates with University of Alaska degrees and certificates. The registrar has certified that they fulfill all academic requirements, and the faculty of the University of Alaska Southeast recommends that these candidates receive their awards. Tonight's ceremony honors the achievements of 54 students earning undergraduate degrees and certificates. Many of these students have attended the University of Alaska Southeast via e-learning from towns or villages across Alaska. Others are residents who study here in Sitka or by distance from other University of Alaska campuses. Although those not present may have been unable to travel to Sitka and participate in our celebration, we respectfully confer their degrees in absentia. Please note that the cum laude means that graduates earned a 3.5 grade point average or higher. Magna cum laude indicates a 3.8 GPA or higher. And, oops, my pages got much. And summa cum laude means the students are graduating with a 4.0 GPA. And I noticed in the program that there are some of those. Congratulations to all those students.
The decision to continue one's education beyond the baccalaureate level signifies a commitment to becoming highly prepared and specialized in one's field of study. Graduate degrees and post-baccalaureate certifications and licensures serve to identify scholars pursuing an in-depth understanding and mastery of their chosen profession. To recognize the accomplishments of our students and for conferring the graduate degrees and certificates, I invite Dr. Paul Layer to join me once again at the podium.
Again, thank you very much, Chancellor Palmer. It's quite unusual for community campuses to recognize master's students, and we're very fortunate to have a master's student joining us today. It's my pleasure to present this candidate and the candidates in general with University of Alaska degrees and certificates. The registrars certified that they fulfill all academic requirements, and the faculty of the University of Alaska Southeast recommends that these candidates receive awards. Derived from the medieval origins, academic regalia has been worn by scholars since the 11th century, when the rise of universities began in Europe. Learned clerks robed themselves in gowns, caps, hoods, and marked their difference between town and gown. The hooding of a graduate student represents the entry into academia as a master scholar. Our Provost and Dean of Graduate Studies, Maren Havig, and School of Education faculty, Jeffrey Loftus, will assist in the ceremonial gesture for the candidates for graduate degrees to be presented. Dr. Loftus, would you join us on the stage? Provost Havig and Professor Loftus, please present the candidate and provide the award. Thank you.
Masters of Public Health, Marlis Board, Shakaguk.
Tonight, graduates, we celebrate your achievements in the presence of your family and friends. On the recommendation of Chancellor Palmer, with the concurrence of President Pitney, and by the authority vested in me by the Constitution of the State of Alaska as a representative of the University of Alaska Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degrees to which you have earned with all the rights, privileges, and honors you so richly deserve. And now, to make it official, graduates, would you please stand? Now, in keeping with tradition, please move your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left, signifying that your journey from student to graduate is complete. Would everyone join me in congratulating the class of 2024? Thank you, graduates. You may be seated.
With assistance from our faculty and the podium party, let's begin the Academic Achievement Awards presentations. I'll start by asking Associate Professor Joel Marcus, Assistant Professor Angie Bowers, and Assistant Professor Lauren Wild to take the stage to present the Applied Fisheries Graduate of Distinction Award.
Good evening. My name is Joel Marcus, and I'm greeted with Angie Bowers and Lauren Wild, and collectively, we represent the faculty of the Applied Fisheries program. Each year, we review the list of graduates and select a student of distinction. Our selection process involves not only the student's academic achievements, but also their character and their greater contribution to the discipline of fisheries as a whole. This year's student of distinction is Clint Cole. Clint, could you please join us on the stage? Clint is not only an exemplary student receiving high marks in his courses, often turning in assignments early and soliciting feedback from these assignments before the assignments are actually due from his faculty, professors. But he is a privilege to teach and a privilege to have in your class. He's a positive individual. Clint began his journey as a young man catching tadpoles and minnows in the ponds of Western Washington. And after graduating high school, he went on to manage an extremely large aquarium for a large outdoor retailer. An aquarium of about 25,000 gallons, so this is not your standard household aquarium. In managing this aquarium, Clint strived to develop and to foster over 50 species of fish, and through those successes was asked to bring on another aquarium system in the network. Clint did so. Being successful in these endeavors, they asked him to bring on another aquarium. And as a young man, he found himself an aquarium systems manager in Washington. We like to think that after spending a few years managing aquariums and raising fish, Clint saw or had a drive to further his education and to seek the unknown. Economics may have played a part in that decision as well, but Clint found himself in our fold, if you will, in Alaska, where he took a job he took a job initially as a hatchery technician in Neats Bay Hatchery. Neats Bay is a salmon hatchery located in southeast Alaska, in close proximity to Ketchikan. And this is where Clint was first introduced to full-scale production salmon hatcheries. While there at Neats Bay, Clint not only began to develop an aptitude for fish cultivation, but also a desire for knowledge, and he was exposed to higher education. After a few years spending time in Alaska, he was called back to Washington, where he went down to work for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. He was brought on initially as a hatchery technician to help raise endangered species of trout and salmon for struggling populations in the Pacific Northwest. Clint was able to take his profound desire for knowledge and education, the skills that he had learned in the Alaskan aquaculture system, and apply those to the hatchery systems in the Pacific Northwest. He rose quickly in the ranks, doing things such as developing metric-based feeding protocols, really streamlining some of the procedures associated with the hatchery, focusing on disease management. And these things saw hatchery production greatly increase, and they saw Clint increase as well. He quickly rose the ranks in the Fish and Wildlife Service to not only a hatchery manager, but is now a hatchery complex manager, being groomed for a deputy directorship. The ways that Clint has taken his passion for education, his passion for fish cultivation, and his desire for knowledge has really helped grow and expand the programs in the Pacific Northwest. It's helped them enhance and rehabilitate some of the threatened and endangered populations of trout and salmon, and it really exemplifies what the fisheries profession hopes to aspire to. And so, Clint, you are absolutely deserving of this award. You are distinct in many ways that I have not conveyed here, and we are very grateful to bestow upon you our Student of Distinction Award. So thank you. It has become a tradition that not only do we bestow upon our students an award, but we like to give them something a little extra, something a little flashy to help them stand out in the school. And Angie and Lauren have worked hard to develop something just so that you can take back with you and you can wear the rest of this evening. If you so choose to use any of those in the troll fisheries that you participate in Washington, we would encourage you and like to see the results. So thank you again, and congratulations to all the graduates.
Everybody wants to wear the cool stuff that Clint's wearing now. A resident of Sitka has earned a Bachelor of Arts in the UAS Elementary Education Program and has chosen to celebrate this achievement in her hometown of Sitka. We're pleased to have Sheridan Bacon with us this evening, and I invite Jeff Loftus to the podium. Dr. Loftus is educational faculty from the Juneau campus, and Sheridan Bacon, if you would come to the stadium or to the platform as well.
Joel, Angie, and Lauren, and Clint, you'll find out that you're a tough act to go before. Not really. But in all seriousness, come on over. In all seriousness, Sheridan is our outstanding graduate for the Bachelor of Arts Elementary Education Program, and I'm totally confident that she'll serve Sitka in any community, any school district that she works with, and the students and parents and families and whatnot in an honorable way throughout her career. I'll present this to you, and I'll simply say that you exemplify what I would consider quintessential example of how a student and a teacher learn together. Thank you.
A celebration like this cannot happen without the hard work and contributions of many people. Again, thanks to the stage party for traveling here to make this an evening that's so special. Thank you to Thad and Thad Poulson, Clint Cole for sharing your remarks with us. Unseen to most of us were the long hours of hard work of the Commencement Planning Committee. Tricia Bell, John Ingman, Randy Nutting, Margene Ragsdale, Kristen Scotchmer, Christine Galiza, and Greg George. The planning for this event started last October and November, and it would be just a few months and we're going to start it all over again. But what an outstanding job. Thank you to all of your hard work. A final thanks to our graduates and their families. You've earned this special ceremony with your many hours of sacrifice and dedication and hard work. We're proud of what you have achieved and wish you all the best. I'd like to ask the audience to remain in place as the stage party, followed by the faculty and then the graduates, file out. We're going to file out the same way we came back in, or we came in. We have a tradition here that as we leave, the stage party followed by the faculty form two lines at the back there, and then the graduates walk between them, and we applaud them and give them our words of congratulations. If you would like to take pictures of your graduates, then you'll need to be out in the hallway and taking pictures of them as they come through the line there. Opportunities for photographs will also be available in our reception area, during our reception area at the back of the building here. Please join us for some light snacks and punch across the hall immediately following the ceremony. So that wraps up our time here. Congratulations again, and have a wonderful evening.
Come on along, come on along, 여기 갈러 바가 근수 아굴리 근수 알라글르니 다막솔르니 헤헤헤 다막솔르니 헤헤헤 Come on along, 여기 갈러 Come on along, 여기 갈러 바가 근수 아굴리 할라니 다막솔니 헤헤헤 다막솔니 헤헤헤 바흠이 일라가그 여기 향한 하늘 상을 행나 바가은 하은수 아굴리 은수 할라니 다막솔니 헤헤헤 다막솔니 헤헤헤 다말로 여기 갈로 다말로 여기 갈로 바가은 하은수 아굴리 은수 할라니 다막솔니 헤헤헤 다막솔니 헤헤헤 그만 여기 하얗고 다멀로 여기 갈로 바가은 하은수 아굴리 은수 할라니 다막솔니 헤헤헤 다막솔니 헤헤헤 다멀로 여기 갈로 다멀로 여기 갈로 바가은 하은수 아굴리 은수 할라니 다막솔니 헤헤헤 다막솔니 헤헤헤 다멀로 여기 갈로 다멀로 여기 갈로 바가은 하은수 아굴리 은수 할라니 다막솔니 헤헤헤 다막솔니 헤헤헤